So I'll give you an example. I had a gentleman from Australia. His name is Mark Reynolds, lives in Australia. Um, a blue collar genius. He could fix anything with his hands. He spent his life fixing things, and then in the automotive business, and then he worked his way up into supervisory position. But he was always the guy that could do it with his hands. Me, I get messed up. I do not do good with spatial relationships and mechanical things.
Yeah.
But this was his strength. He was not good, in his own words, at selling. He'd never done anything like that. He had zero interest in that.
Hmm.
But he, I think, was working in some job, and it was a kind of a maintenance related thing. And they were closing down, and they phased him out. Well, he lived in an area where there weren't that many opportunities, but he had a family. So he had to get a job. And the only job he said he could find was a job in sales, something he had never done.
Mm.
He's probably in his 40s at the time. And he got a job selling cars. It's the only job he could find.
Mm.
And it was like, oh gosh. And he said, he told me, I had a testimonial on my website, but he tells a story in there where they were trying to get him, as well as all the other salespeople, to cram people or into cars that they didn't want and they couldn't afford,
Hmm.
using some foursquare thing, the strategy they had.
Yeah.
He called it a stupid, the way he put it, strategy that they were forced to do, but he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
He called me, and he spent a big amount of money and got my online course from Selling Among Wolves without joining the pack. And this is important, because he was so green, like 40-ish, never
Yeah.
sold in his life, never been anywhere like that. Communication was not a strong suit. He took it like the Bible, in a sense. Like, I do everything it says in here. He saw the negotiating secrets of Paul. He learned it. He saw the Moses questioning strategy. He learned it. The motivational secrets of the 10 Commandments. He learned it. How to win the battle for the heart based on the Canaanite conquest. He learned it. He did all these things. And he said it wasn't long before he went from nothing to the number one salesman. And once he hit that position, he was number one in the company for 18 months in a row.
Wow.
And he never did the things that they told him to do at all. And so what he learned was, he said, I believe that God didn't put me on this beautiful earth to cram people into things they didn't want and for money they didn't have. He said, I just think that's why he put me here. And so he wanted to help people.